Welcome to the Manifesting Formula. I'm Christine Rizzo. Last week, we talked about the third law of the universe, which is the law of correspondence. Today, we continue with the guidelines that our Creator has provided for us, which are known as the 12 universal laws. And in this episode, we are talking about everyone's favorite law, the one that most of us have only heard of and are more familiar with, the law of attraction. So keep listening, my friends, to find out why this law is important and how to use it in your life for manifesting your true desires. Hello, my beautiful friends. How are you all doing today? Tell me, are you loving yourself? Are you giving yourself the love that you deserve? Are you taking the time that you need to honor your body and your mind? Self-love is necessary to a healthy life for not only you, but for those that you come in contact with, your family, friends, coworkers, peers, and even strangers. When you give your soul the love that is needed, you are helping to heal the world. We all need water to survive. Without water, we would die. It's the same as self-love. Without self-love, we can't survive. We self-sabotage ourselves and we die inside. So let me ask you this again. Are you loving yourself? Are you speaking kindly to yourself? I want you to say this out loud. I am loving myself unconditionally. I am worthy of being loved as my authentic self. I release myself from perfection and instead seek to act with love and intuition. I give myself permission to release painful thoughts. I am beautiful, intelligent, kind, and so loved. I am love. Remember something, my friends. You are already perfect exactly how you are. There is no right or wrong, good or bad, only what you tell yourself. So please keep repeating those words of love that I just had you say out loud. Say them as often as needed. You are loved, always have been, and always will be. Show yourself the love that you deserve. Okay, so last week's episode, did you all pick up on when I was giving you the questions to write down that I went from number 1 to number 3? I skipped over number 2. And I want to tell you all how that happened. Whenever I record an episode, I always play it back because almost every single episode, no, actually every episode, I have to edit out sentences where I made mistakes, maybe fumbled with my talking. Sometimes I have to repeat the sentence 4 or 5 times. Anyway, when I asked the first question, it sounded terrible the way that the microphone picked up the question, that I had to delete the entire question. So when editing, I couldn't save the part where I said number 2. So I had to automatically go to number 3. I was just curious if anyone noticed. I asked my husband and he was like, "What are you talking about? I don't remember that happening." So I just wanted to see how noticeable it was. Last week, we talked about the third law of the universe, which is the law of correspondence. This week, we are getting into a law that everyone is familiar with, which is the law of attraction. But before we go there, we need to get our journals out so we can add a few more questions to your list of questions that will really get your brain thinking. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1. Oh, this is a good one. What can I let go of that's been holding me back? Number 2, how can I transform myself into the person I want to be? You all know the answer to that one. Listen to the episodes, go back as many times that you need to, and do the work. Number 3, where do I need to focus my time and effort right now? And number 4, what steps should I take to build my life around love, peace, and joy? Okay, it's time to feel the love, feel the joy and the happiness for whatever it is that you are thinking of when you think of what you are grateful for. Are you ready to feel that love? So tell me and tell the universe, what is it that you are thankful for today? Say it with intention, with passion. Today, I'm thankful for getting back into my routine of self-care by walking 3 days a week. For many months, I haven't put time into all the self care that I've needed. Now, yes, I love myself unconditionally. I never think negative thoughts about myself. I give myself personal me time every day through my daily gratitude journal and through meditation. But I wasn't giving myself the time I needed to go on my daily walks and leave the rocks with inspirational words on them. I haven't done that in a very long time because I was focusing my time on other things that I wanted to do and get done. But I've realized that I can't push my walking to the side. I need to move my body. I need to walk through nature. I need to take in the beauty that the universe has provided for us. So last week, I decided to give myself more self love by listening to my body and my intuition. And I started to go walking again, 3 days a week for now. I'm thankful for listening to my inner voice and to what creates my joy. Okay, so today we continue with the guidelines that our Creator has provided for us, which are known as the 12 Universal Laws. And in this episode, we are talking about everyone's favorite law, the one that most of us have only heard of, the law of attraction. In the last 3 episodes, I went right into the description of the law that we were talking about. Today, I want to give you all a little more information on how the 12 laws work together, because this popular law is often singled out more than the others. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. I want to give you as much information so you can really understand these laws and why they are extremely important for us all. So, how do the 12 universal laws work together? Here's the deal. We can't pick and choose the laws that we want to follow. They are all relevant, all equal, but we like to think some laws are more important than the others. My friends, all 12 are required all the time to manifest the things you want, which is why a lot of people have a difficult time manifesting. They aren't applying the 12 laws, let alone even know about them all, which is why I'm here to help give you the information to explain the laws so you can start working with them in your life. Have you ever seen 3D puzzles that are all intertwined together? All the pieces are touching one another in some way. A great example would be a 3D sphere. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. You will understand after you view the image. Anyway, when you view each law as if it's a piece of one of these 3D puzzles, without one piece, the structure is unsteady and fragile. But when they are all together, it's strong and stable. Each law supports the structure of our 3D puzzle, and they intertwine with one another in the process. These 12 laws have a lot of overlap within one another, but they also have their own distinctive qualities as well. The reason why most people focus more on the law of attraction is because, number one, this law is the most popular law, and most have only heard of this law. The movie The Secret is a huge reason for that. And number two, the law of attraction has the most overlapping with the rest of the laws, but that doesn't mean it's the most important law. I know I mentioned that in episode 1, that it's the most important law. And I said that because when you are a beginner manifester, I can't start you off with the 12 laws. I mean, that would have been way too much too soon. This law is really important because when you get it, you then understand everything in your life. You have attracted through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So let's get deeper into learning more about this law. The law of attraction is exactly what the name describes. That which is like onto itself is drawn, which means what you give thought to, you create. Like attracts like. However, when we think of the word attraction, we typically think of opposites attract because that's what we were taught. But this concept is not true when it comes to energy. This is how you can think about the law of attraction. To manifest the things you want, you have to get on the right frequency through your thoughts. That's the only way for you to get to the frequency that you need to be on to attract what you want in your life. A great way to understanding this law more clearly is that positivity attracts positive things and negativity attracts negative things. Sounds easy, right? Well, yes and no. Our minds can make this more difficult than it sounds, which I've explained in episode 2. You are more powerful than you know. If you don't understand that it's your thoughts that control your outcome and that you can change your thoughts anytime you choose to, you will have a very difficult time mastering this law. To have the life you want, you have to become the type of person that attracts those things to yourself. If you can learn to manipulate your thoughts by deliberately choosing thoughts, you will be able to get to the outcome that you want. You have to assume a new identity because when you take on a new identity, the person that already has what you want, it will change your emotions. It will change how you act. And it all comes from choosing different thoughts that you have today, which will then change your lifestyle. The thoughts you have right now are giving you the life that you see today. If you want to change your life, you have to change your thoughts first. Your personality creates your personal reality. Let me give you an example of the law of attraction. I'm sure a lot of you have watched the movie Legally Blonde, right? If you haven't, you need to. I've watched it like a dozen times with the girls. Anyway, think of Elle Woods, who she was in the beginning of the movie. About a quarter of the way through the movie, Elle adopts a new belief about herself and begins acting upon it, changing her energy and her identity. She had to take on new thoughts for her to take action and for her energy to change. Because she shifted her mindset, that is when everything fell into place for her. She created all of that herself by taking on a different identity. That's how it looks and feels to step into the identity of the life you want. I've seen this work with so many people. This is the kind of determination that will shift your identity so you can resonate at a higher level, a higher frequency level. You have to ascend to the vibration that matches the success you want and tune into that frequency, into that vibration. The hardest part of all of this, and the reason I talk about learning to change your mindset so much, is because you can't fake an identity and have it work long term. Don't get me wrong, I love the concept of faking it until you make it as a way of adopting a new identity, but you have to actually take on the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that come with this new identity for it to transfer into a new reality for you. In other words, you have to get to a point where you have taken on this new identity for so long that it has fully manifested into who you are. You are now that person. So, how can we use the law of attraction to manifest? You have to know without a doubt that the success is coming. And this can be hard if you have some confidence work to do within yourself. If you have any doubt, you may want to start with a more attainable goal that will help you build confidence in your power. I used to create small goals that felt more realistic as I inched my way closer to my goals. We've talked about this many times, starting small. It's not easy for the brain to go from making $20,000 a year to making six figures. So you want to inch your way toward your goal in increments. If you used to making $50,000 a year, go up to manifesting $70,000 a year. Then from $70,000, once you hit that mark, go up to $90,000. And from $90,000, you can then focus on the six figures. We can leapfrog off of smaller goals until we find ourselves staring at our oh shit goal and it's no longer scary. It's just the next step and it feels right. We've cultivated the identity that is ready for it in the process of taking action toward this success. We believe, so we receive. When we've allowed ourselves to achieve success with our smaller goals, we begin to see our own power and give ourselves permission to dream bigger. Over time, we will feel more confident in our power as masters at manifesting, and we will simply create. We're only limited by our own beliefs. Success looks different for all of us. It's good to have goals that scare you and cause doubt, so you can then question why that doubt is coming up for you. Here are a few questions that you can ask yourself that can move you forward toward your goals. Write these down. Number one, what is a goal for you that is exciting and feels attainable? Number two, what is the smallest step that you can take toward your goal? Number three, how would someone who already has everything that you want, how would they be acting or showing up in the world? Number four, how does it feel to imagine becoming that person? Number 5, what kind of identity could you assume that would help you the most? And number 6, how do you want your life to feel? You won't be able to manifest the success that you're wanting if you don't think you're worthy of it. You won't be able to manifest any large amount of money if you don't believe in yourself. And you won't be able to manifest the kind of love you want if you don't love yourself first. Manifesting is not about going from $150 to millions of dollars overnight. This kind of jump takes time. It's gradual. You have to first build a foundation of new beliefs that will serve you on your journey toward this success. For many of us, this journey of building belief in ourselves and what we're worth is a lifelong process. This required work is also why 70% of lottery winners end up broke and declare bankruptcy within a few years. They didn't create an identity of wealth along the way, learning how to handle money and overcome scarcity mindsets. Instead, they blow it all because they're not on the energetic level that can attract and hold the level of abundance. Their beliefs, and therefore their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors about money, their self-worth, and scarcity didn't change with their newfound wealth. They couldn't handle the jump. This is why I do not recommend trying to manifest the lottery. When you create an identity that can attract wealth, you do not need the lottery. As long as you need the lottery, you will never win the lottery. According to the law of attraction, you have to step into the vibration of someone who has the things you want in order to attract them to you. You get what you focus on. You get what you believe you're worthy of. If you want more love from others, give more love to yourself first. If you want more success at work, reflect on the success you've already achieved and allow yourself to feel successful now. If you want more traveling in your life, start thinking about where you could go right now. If you want to work your way up to $1 million, start with a belief about an additional 10K first and work your way up the abundance ladder. Allow yourself to live in a world where you already have the things you want, where you genuinely believe these things are possible for you, and you will start to attract those things to you. Thank you all for listening to the Manifesting Formula, and thank you for sharing this podcast with your friends, family, peers, and coworkers. I also appreciate all of you that have taken the time to leave me a 5-star review. It helps others that are looking for a podcast on manifesting to know if they will start to listen for a few minutes or just pass right by. My friends, if you are interested in becoming a student at the Life Coach Academy, where Caro and I will train you to become life and spiritual coaches, just go to my show notes and you can connect there. Or you could go to www.thelifecoach.academy to register for the course. We will be opening up a new class in September of this year. We just released a business course and we are working on a money and relationship course. So head on over to our website to check out everything that we offer at thelifecoach.academy. Soon, we will be offering a monthly subscription where you can access many of the courses for a monthly fee. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, sending you all so much love, peace, and abundance. And if no one has told you today, I love you. See you next week. Bye. What we teach you at the Life Coach Academy is more than a program. It's an experience that changes your life. Through this unique program, you will discover who you really are, and in turn, you will help your clients become who they've always wanted to be. Coaching is more than a career, it's a calling. Our program is founded on the formula of life, love, and gratitude. We go above and beyond to make sure that when you certify with us as a life and spiritual coach, you have not only transformed to your best self, but you have everything you need to become the best in your career. We give you far more than a certification. We give you a proven method that works. We integrate life coaching, energy, intuition, and spirituality all in one very comprehensive program. The experience you will go through is transformational. So, are you ready for a whole new life?